So the question is from Dr. Harshit Patel from Rajkot, Gujarat. Sir, I need your help. I have been deeply interested in understanding the subject of miasm, the greater depth, and I wish to study it more systematically. Sir, I could be truly grateful if you could kindly guide me on which books or authors you could recommend for a thorough and practical understanding of miasms. I am following the predictive method. Sir, I have already studied the writings of authors like James Tyler Kent, Vijay Sir, H.A. Robert, James Henry Allen, and Ortega, along with Dr. Simon Hahnemann's theory of chronic disease. However, I have a doubt. The theory of miasm explained by many authors later seems to contradict what Dr. Hahnemann wrote in chronic disease. Hahnemann broadly classified most mental and physical symptoms under SORA, even many and severe destructive symptoms, and that later authors often classify under syphilis. Also, Dr. Hahnemann mainly considered venereal disease under psychosis and syphilis, while most non-venereal chronic disease are grouped under SORA. In contrast, later authors expanded the concept of psychosis and syphilis much further. Because of this, I feel confused about which interpretation should be followed in practice.
Thank you, Dr. Harshit, for asking such a important though difficult question. And I would like to first congratulate you that you have read all the important books on miasms which people avoid to read. Miasm itself is a topic which people don't read, and you have read nearly all the books which are written on miasms. So first of all, congratulations. Once you have read these books, it is but natural, like a homeopathic aggravation. Initially, you will get confused. You should get confused because that is the way to learn miasms. Miasms is not something that you can learn with one reading. We have to go through it again and again, and then only the miasmatic understanding comes up along with our experiences in life. So what I would recommend you is that there is first no contradiction between what Hahnemann has said and the later authors have said. There is an evolution of the understanding of miasms. So if you have understood chronic diseases, which is the most difficult and most important part of the understanding of miasms, then we understand why miasms is important in homeopathic practice. Once we have understood, then we have to see that all the later authors have tried to understand it in their own way and explain it on different experiences, like Roberts and Kent have explained it from their understanding. Bonninghausen, the direct student of Hahnemann himself, has said in his later years that our understanding of psychosis has changed since the time of Hahnemann. So after that, the understanding evolves with Roberts and Kent, and then we see the evolution fantastically with Ortega and Dr. Vijay Sir. So this is an evolution which we need to understand, and we will find that right from starting with venereal diseases and non-venereal diseases, it has now come to the understanding of functional and structural changes, wherein again in psychosis there is thickening and growths, whereas in syphilis there is destruction. If we read this along with the diseases like leprosy, tuberculosis, gonorrhea and syphilis, then we will start understanding that all authors are just a continuation of the understanding of miasms and not a contradiction. I am sorry that in this much time we can only explain this much, but later on as I take more miasms in more details, I hope I will be able to clarify more doubts. Thank you.